I'm Jason from Dirty Riches Auctions. I'm a full-time reseller on Whatnot, HiBid, and eBay. And today we are going to show you the truth behind a storage auction and what it takes to make money from this that you're not going to see on other platforms. So what some of you may not realize is how these end up at auction in the first place. So if you don't pay your bill, you get an overlock. That's when the manager comes and puts another padlock over yours. If your unit goes unpaid for between 60 and 90 days, depending on the state you're in, then they have the right to dispose of the contents however they see fit. Most choose auction to recoup some of their money. They're not interested in anything that you have in here. They're interested in the cash payment for the rent of the unit itself. So it's of the utmost importance for them to free this unit up to make money. Okay, there's two common ways to get a unit. You can do it in a live auction setting where the storage facility has to advertise in the newspaper that they are doing these sales, and you show up in person and you bid. The more popular method nowadays is there are websites online that have these. The benefit of an online auction is that you can pick whatever unit you want because you can see them all at the same time. Whereas a live auction, you don't know what's in the next unit when they open it. This one was purchased on an online auction. It's a 10 by 20, and I would say that this is average. So this is what you're getting yourself into when you buy something. It continues on to the left quite a bit. Okay, so very important part of this. This I consider a good unit. It is still going to be 80 to 90% non-desirable stuff. As we go through this, I'm going to describe it as items of no value. By items of no value, I mean garbage. There is very little out of here that if I don't think it's worth my time selling, a thrift store is going to want to take in a donation. We'll use this for example. We have half of a toy, okay? This is of no value to me. It's of no value to a thrift store. This is just garbage. Let's be honest about it and say it like it is. So you have to have an exit strategy before you even place your first bid on what you're going to do with this garbage and what you're going to do with the other stuff, because they only give you 48 hours in most cases to clear out all of this stuff. Or you have to rent it. A unit of this size in our market, which is a fairly inexpensive market, is still over $200 a month to rent. So you're vastly decreasing your potential profit every day that you don't have this cleaned up. Now, everybody's sales strategy is different with this. There's no right or wrong way to make money doing this. For me, most of my stuff goes abroad. It's sold online and has to be shipped. So there are certain items such as these three. Like this is actually a Lane mid-century table, but it's beat up. In good condition, this would be worth hundreds of dollars, but it's beat up. Okay, this little coffee table, solid wood, all oak, but the finish is messed up on it. This hand truck, very heavy duty, but too big to ship once again. Items like this, I liquidate fast on Facebook Marketplace just to get it out of my life because it's not my business model. If I can't sell it in a couple days for like $10 a piece, it ends up on the curb in a free posting because this is not my business and it's someone else's. It's okay to not try to maximize every dollar off of every item if it is not your core business model. When you're in a storage unit, this is someone's life that you are going through. So you have to consider, like, this sign Are you really going to find a Lorena to buy this in a reasonable amount of time? No. This has no value to us. Like this little play kitchen here, it's really dirty. Sure, you can probably get 10 bucks for it on Marketplace if you clean it up, but is it worth your time? Maybe it is for you, but it's not for me. This is of no value. Behind this mattress are many more of these little tight pieces, but look at the sun damage to it. This is all of no value. This is all bulky trash that has to be dealt with. Okay, at least 80% of storage units are going to have at least one mattress set in it because this is someone's life. This was their storage. To each their own, but I will never sell a used mattress because I don't know what happened to it. In fact, this one, I don't want to know what happened to it. So make sure you take that into account as far as disposal goes, of knowing before you end up with these how to get rid of them. For me, I have several options with curbside pickup and a free dump on Saturday in my area. But where we lived before, there was nothing like that, and they cost $300 a ton to get rid of. You have to take that into account. Other things. Nobody ever talks about the scrap value. Like, who is going to clean this? Who wants this? But this is worth at least a couple dollars just at the scrapyard because it's got the aluminum on here and it's got plenty of wiring in it. I put stuff like that to the side and take it apart when I have nothing better going on. Same with this, like this shelf. Who is going to want this rickety shelf? But this is still value in the scrap metal recycling market. So don't look past that. I would say every storage unit has at least $50 worth of scrap metal in it. All right, so we got out the big stuff from this area. So now that we can start to see where our profit actually lies. So like hanging shirts is always a good thing. Like there's $3, no value. $3, $3, 10 bucks. 10, no value. Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
10 bucks. Royals, probably 3, no value. That's funny.
Pug crawl.
Pug crawl, 3, probably 10 on the Chiefs. Double-sided back hit, no value, no value. And maybe a couple bucks. $3, $3, $5. So probably, I don't know, $75 hanging up right there. Down here, like, have these gate parts, but that'll just be scrap metal. There's goggles and viewing stuff. You always get things in these units that you can use yourself and save money. Windshield wiper fluid, potting soil, things like that. Bags of clothes. You don't know until you go through them completely. But once that's cleaned up, probably 15 bucks. They figure $20 a bag on clothing. Easy. Here's a problem that you run into with almost every storage unit, and keep this in mind if you're storing your own stuff, is mice. You can see the trail up here. Something attracted them to this, whether it was the cold or, in this case, food. Never store food in your unit. No matter what pest control they put in place, it's never going to do it. So everything in here is automatically garbage. Sometimes there's a large amount of jewelry in the unit. This, unfortunately, is not, but you know that you should be on the lookout now because sometimes it's hidden in the weirdest places. So this box was not a disappointment. It's still in there. Definitely going to be sterling silver, charms, and necklace. Okay, this is why we deal with all of this. Pick this up. Usually you find jewelry in these. Not this one. This one has a beautiful Nikon camera. 16.1 megapixel. We'll have to look it up later and see what it's worth.
Zoom lens too.
Yep. And all of these military buttons. So this more than paid for everything. And this box, I usually don't open them until we get home. But when it says Xbox 360 on it, you start thinking, and then when you open it and it says PS3 games on the other one, and it really is completely full. There will be multiple hundreds of dollars in this one box.
As a fish mama, I can totally appreciate a good tank and gravel and all that sort of stuff. But in this situation, if you don't have time to clean the tank or deal with all of the yuck, really pay attention to the decorations. Aquatic decorations are so expensive to buy in the store. So if you don't have fish, I mean, sell them. These ones are so nice. There are certain ones that are, you know, made by certain companies, like just super nice, but they're really expensive to buy in the store. So something else to keep track of. Also, like filters, these are things people need. Check the boxes, see if there's some in there not used. Definitely good stuff in here. Mad packing skills on a large scale.
All right, we're back at home base. 26-foot truck, pretty much completely full. Now comes the real work of unloading it, getting the truck back, and sorting it, cleaning it, throwing away stuff. Realistically, it's going to take a week to just sort it down and clean it and get it sellable. All right, it's 3 days later and I've done a preliminary sort on the unit, and as expected, this is part of the trash pile from it. There's 37 contractor bags in this pile, and I already got rid of 18 of them. So 55 bags of trash out of that storage unit, not counting the larger items. But just because it's all trash doesn't mean that there wasn't treasure.
Let's go see what we found.
Okay, so the majority of what I get out of these units is sold on Whatnot, but there are some items that just aren't going to get the traction on there that we would get on eBay. So I saved 18 items. Here's what they are. Okay, so first up, we got a brand new pair of unicorn 10 karat gold earrings. Realistically, $30. Got this very nice buck knife. Realistically, we'll get $40 for it. Got a belt kit, timing belt. Haven't looked it up yet, but probably $50. Got these Jordan shoes and these nautical Nikes, probably $50 a pair. Once again, I haven't looked them up yet. We got this cool little Elgin clock, new in the package, but it's a mixer. I did look this up. This should bring 50 or better. Got these very interesting World War I lighters. This one's only worth a few dollars, but this one here, made in Austria, be on the lookout for this. This one lighter should bring $200 to $300, but we'll call it $250 for the pair. I got baby shoes, Timberlands on these, but we've got 8 pairs total. I just don't have them out here. Easily $20 a pair, so $160 in baby shoes. Brand new baby bottles. This should bring $25. Rare Pokemon clock from the 90s. The clock part's a little messed up, but probably $30 like that, maybe more if I fix it. But here are the big winners. This is a very rare Barbie from the Barbie Diary series, early 2000s. They did not sell many of these. This is worth 80 plus. And we've got this Scarface Cadillac, even in this condition with the box messed up, with him sitting in his chair and his Cadillac and everything. This will bring $100. In better condition, $150. So all told, right here is $915 conservatively for eBay stuff. So as we were unloading, found this little ottoman. We had seen it in there, but we didn't know what was in it. A few hats, nominal value, but this whole bag is full of jewelry. What type of jewelry, I don't know yet, but there's a lot of it. Just jars and jars and jars and bags full of it. So, you never know. Now, we've already sold some stuff, but this is still the pile remaining after the preliminary sort that I have to go through and get ready to clean up and put on whatnot. So, altogether, scrap out of the unit, easily $50 worth of scrap. $20 approximately in cash, in loose change. Always check for that. There's significant amounts of money in almost every storage unit. We already sold all of the books in a show on Whatnot, brought about $50, and we did one full show on Whatnot of $730. Grand total between what has already been sold, the cash, the scrap, and that eBay pile, we're at $1,765, and we have all of this remaining still to sell. I have not touched the gaming systems that we had highlighted, and I have not touched the jewelry either. So you might be asking, Jason, what's it all worth then? I don't know. That's for you to decide. You got to join us on Whatnot to see what it sells for. All our random stuff starts at $1. If you have never been on Whatnot before, use the link in the description below and you can get $15 off your first purchase. If you're interested in selling on Whatnot, use my link below for sellers and you'll get bumped up in the algorithm for who gets approved to sell. So, until next time, happy junking.